Hello everyone, welcome to our final video of July. My name is Mary. I am founder and owner of Mary Minds with Mary, and today we are talking about being stronger after letting go of our limiting beliefs. So, if you're curious about what that means, listen up. Our verse for the day comes to us from Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, and it's a really short one. Most of you probably memorized it in Sunday school. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. I can do everything through Christ. Not some things, everything. All month we've been talking about how our limiting beliefs hold us back from achieving our full potential and God-given purpose. And Philippians 4:13 says, nah, the only thing holding you back is you. You give it to Christ, He'll give you the strength, you'll do it. Plain and simple. So, how does that apply to everyday life when I cannot go and pick up a 6-story building? First of all, laws of nature are not likely to be waived. They still apply. God put them in place for a reason. If by some chance He does give you the strength of Samson and allow you to lift that building, there's a very good reason, and do check to make sure you get out of the way before setting it down. You don't want to hurt yourself. A growth mindset in overcoming those limiting beliefs helps you unlock God's power in your life. It helps you do what God wants you to do because Christ says so. Through Christ, through His atoning sacrifice, we can stand before God and we can be reunited with God and we qualify to be children of God. That means we are entitled to the same traits God has. So the power to overcome our limitations, the power to overcome our shortcomings, the power to overcome our addictions, our bad habits. We have that ability. The question is, how badly do you want it? Do you want it badly enough to turn it to Christ and say, here you go. Through Christ, I have the strength to overcome this. Do you believe that? Because if you do, that growth mindset will help you accomplish that. Cool, right? Our minds are the most powerful thing in the universe. They have more capacity for memory than any computer in the world today. We don't use very much of our brains, all things considered. I think science says about 10% of our brain gets used. Think about that, 10% of your brain. We'd call that a pretty useless computer. God says, I'll work with that 10%. I'll even maybe unlock a little extra for you if it's for your benefit, if you're doing what you need to do. Terms and conditions apply to the strength that Paul talks about. First, you do have to be following the commandments. You do have to be moving forward in faith. You can't say, oh, I'm going to go lift the 6-story building and never lift a single 5-pound dumbbell in your life. It doesn't work. You got to start lifting the weights. You got to start with the 5-pound. You can move up to 10. You can move up to 20. Laws of nature do still apply. You probably will never get to the 6-story building. You're not Samson. Samson was given that extreme strength to help his people, and it died with him. It, in fact, helped cause his death. You may recall that after he got a little bit full of himself, told Delilah the truth, his last act was pulling the building down on himself and the Philistines with him. That strength is good. That strength is useful when used as God intended. Other than that, laws of nature apply. So, we do have to be moving forward in faith. We have to be following the commandments. We have to be doing our part. We have to trust God. Through Christ, I can do all things. God will help you if you want him to. Turn it over to him. And then take the action. If you're trying to kick a bad habit, get that habit out of your house. If you're trying to give up eating junk food, stop buying chocolate and potato chips at the grocery store. If you're trying to break the habit of sitting on the couch all day, schedule it on your phone to get up and go for a walk. And then go for the walk. Put your shoes on and walk out the door. You can kick the habit. You can change your life. You can overcome all these things if you put your trust in God and draw on the strength of Christ. You can do it. So, we are now winding down our series on limiting beliefs and our freedom from limiting beliefs. Starting in August, we're having a new series. It is called Awesome Purpose August. It's going to look at different biblical characters and how they lived their purpose and how those same principles apply to us today. We will primarily be focusing on Joseph of Egypt, and the reason for that is I'm very excited to announce I am getting ready to release a whole course on Journey to Purpose with Joseph of Egypt. It will be over 6 hours of video exercises and a workbook, things for you to work on at your pace. They will be available on Patreon. Check me out. Mary Minds with Mary is on Patreon. Those resources will be available for you to purchase very soon. And you can go far more in depth than we will in these little weekly videos. So fasten your seatbelts, get ready. We're talking about Joseph. We're talking about David. We're talking about Paul. And of course, we're talking about Jesus Christ himself. So get ready for that. That's going to be really exciting. I'm super stoked. And for those of you with children, I'm also very excited to announce that I will be starting up a children's series of videos, short like these, and they will include really fun, simple topics with a special friend that your children will get to meet. And I'm very excited about that. Look for that later in August as well. So y'all, August is going to be awesome. And in the meantime, have a merry day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.